So good evening, everyone. I welcome you all once again to the another session of BA Part 2 English Literature, 4th semester English Literature online sessions, which are being conducted in collaboration by the 4 institutes, that is Rajkumar Keval Ramani Kanya Mahavidyalaya Nagpur, Vasantrao Naik Government Institute of Arts and Social Sciences Nagpur, Jawaharlal Nehru Arts, Commerce and Science College Wadi Nagpur, and Rajiv Gandhi Mahavidyalaya Sadak Arjuni Nagpur. Friends, the resource person for the day for this session is Mr. Amol Ghumade. Sir will be making presentation on The Lost Leader, on the poem The Lost Leader by Robert Browning. Sir is a well equipped in the technical aspects of today's modern teaching methodologies, and he has a few those kind of publications to his credit. He has participated in number of conferences, seminars, presented the paper in around 2 to 3 conferences. He has he has read the paper, and he has published more than 5 papers. There are many seminars and workshops where he has attended. He has been an important member in the important committees of the institute, and one of the young teachers of the fraternity. I welcome him on behalf of the organizing colleges and all the participants, and hand over the mic to him for his presentation. Over to you, Amol, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kapil Singhal, sir, for this kind introduction. And it's a proud privilege for me, actually, that I am being associated with the academic fraternities in English who are taking care of literature students and who are taking their hard work for the betterment of literature students, especially. And my heartfelt thanks to all the collaborating colleges that they are taking this initiative, and they have given this task to me, assigned this task to me, and giving me this opportunity to meet the students. So dear students, today we are come together here for this online teaching program, and this program is especially run by the 4 premier colleges: Rajkumar Keval Ramani Kanya Mahavidyalaya Nagpur, Vasantrao Naik Government Institute of Arts and Social Sciences Nagpur, Jawaharlal Nehru Arts, Commerce and Science College Nagpur, and Rajiv Gandhi Mahavidyalaya Sadak Arjuni Gondia. So in this online lecture, I will be dealing about a very famous poem by Robert Browning, which is The Lost Leader. And you will be very impressed by this poem because this poem is a dramatic monologue. And he was a very master person in this dramatic monologue who propounded this theory, who has started this dramatic monologue as a new genre in English literature. So I am sharing my slide and we will discuss this poem later on. While I will be speaking with you, I will talk in Marathi also because this is a link language, so that you will understand it in a better. So I am sharing my screen. It will take a few seconds. Okay. So today we will deal with a poem by Robert Browning, The Lost Leader. The leader is lost now. Leader is not present. And Robert Browning is lamenting about this leader whom he used to be praise a lot. He used to be honored him a lot. He used to be honored him a lot and worshipping him a lot. Because Robert Browning here in this poem is speaking about his most beloved friend, his senior friend, William Wordsworth. And he's blaming on him. He's making an allegation on his friend. His name is not in this poem, but we as a reader, we can guess that he's, he's nothing but he's a William Wordsworth. Because Robert Browning and William Wordsworth were once upon a time very good friends. But his senior friend, William Wordsworth, left the movement, and Robert Browning did not like that act. So, on the behalf of the Republican Party, Robert Browning is making a scathing attack on William Wordsworth and called him a traitor, called him a turncoat, or you may say renegade. रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग आपल्या या कवितेमध्ये विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थवर एक अटॅक करतो आहे आणि अटॅक करताना हे सांगण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो की तू आमच्यापासून निघून गेला कशासाठी तर क्षुल्लक स्वार्थासाठी कारण रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग आणि वर्ड्सवर्थ हे फार चांगले मित्र होते पण विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थने फक्त थोड्या पैशासाठी रिपब्लिकन पार्टी म्हणजे लोकांची पार्टी सोडली आणि तो कॉन्झर्वेटिव्ह पक्षाकडे म्हणजे तत्कालीन इंग्लंडच्या राजघराण्यातील पक्षाकडे तो झुकला. So this is all about the poem. We will discuss in next slide. So in this slide we will talk about the Lost Leader poem and its background, the social background of the poem and the technical aspect of this poem. So dear friend, this is nothing but this is a dramatic lyric. This poem is a dramatic lyric. As we know, lyric is a short 14-line poems. Lyric is short 14-line poems with structured rhyming scheme with stanza pattern. It is called lyric. But this poem is a dramatic lyric. Dramatic lyric means this poem will break all the rules of lyric. And somewhere we can say it is in narrative form. Somewhere it is in the story format. It is in paragraph. This poem is in paragraph. So this poem is called a dramatic lyric. And it is in 32 lines. It is in 32 lines. And this poem is in blank verse. Blank verse means what? My question is to all. What is blank verse? As you may have studied in your syllabus, especially in a background to the study of English literature, you have studied that blank verse is an unrhymed verse with iambic pentameter, which is of 10 syllables, unstressed followed by stress in and in a group of each one of 5. So that is a blank verse. ही कविता जी आहे ही ब्लँक वर्स मध्ये लिहिलेली आहे आणि या प्रकारच्या कवितेमध्ये मीटर फॉलो केल्या जात नाही, रायमिंग फॉलो केल्या जात नाही आणि स्टांजा फॉर्म सुद्धा फॉलो केल्या जात नाही. कवितेचं वैशिष्ट्य असं असतं की मीटर फॉलो करणे गरजेचे आहे. अँड इन मीटर ॲज वी नो दॅट इट इज काउंट इन स्ट्रेस अँड अनस्ट्रेस सिलॅबल्स. मीटर इज काउंट इन स्ट्रेस अँड अनस्ट्रेस सिलॅबल. Also in meter, there is a disyllabic and trisyllabic format. And in disyllabic format, there are iambic, trochaic, pyric, and spondic. These are the meters in disyllabic format. And in the trisyllabic format, we can say there will be anapest, dictyl, cretic, and amphibrach. But all these meters are absent in this poetry, because it breaks the rule of lyric. Then in this poem, we can say rhyming is missing. This 32-line poems has no rhyming pattern, no set rhyming pattern. Pattern is missing. Then stanza form is also missing. Stanza form is also missing. And as we know, if there is a stanza of 2 lines, then we say it is a heroic couplet. If it is in 3 lines, then we say it is a tercet. If it is in 4 lines, we say it is a quatrain. If it is in 7 lines, we can say it is, if it is in 7 lines, we can say it is a Chaucerian stanza. Then Otwarima 8 lines, and then Spenserian stanza 9 lines. But no stanza form is here. It is all missing, so it refers to blank verse. Though this poem is a blank verse. Then this poem is a dramatic monologue, and Robert Browning is very famous for this. Robert Browning is very famous for this dramatic monologue. What is dramatic monologue? Dramatic monologue means a person who is alone, who sits and writes a poem, and he is addressing to someone, and it is considered that the another person will not in return will reply to this poem. So in this poem, Robert Browning is writing this poem to the William Wordsworth, and it is not necessary for William Wordsworth to write a reply to Robert Browning. So this dramatic monologue is only for the silent listener. And in this poem, we can say William Wordsworth is silent. He will not reply to this poem. And this poem is not for us. This is not for the reader. That's why the dramatic monologue. In UGC NET question paper, they ask this question, that who is famous for dramatic monologue? So Robert Browning is famous for dramatic monologue. So this poem is published in the Dramatic Romances and Lyric. This was the anthology book. This poem was published in Dramatic Romances and Lyric. Again, in this poem, we can see this poem is attack on Wordsworth as a turncoat. या कवितेमध्ये वर्ड्सवर्थ या महान कवीला रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग हा त्याचा जो फॉलोअर आहे, त्याचा जो मित्र आहे, तो त्याला म्हणतो टर्नकोट. टर्नकोट म्हणजे काय? सो टर्नकोट मीन्स दल बदलू. A person who change his party for the sake of some benefits. Or you may say renegade. Renegade means a person who change his party for some profit. Then Wordsworth's inclination to the conservative whom he previously opposed. This is the idea that Robert Browning have in his mind. In this poem, Robert Browning is attacking on William Wordsworth and says that he is the man who is the responsible for this cause. Wordsworth left the Republican Party, the party of common people, who used to fight for their rights, for the justice. But William Wordsworth left them all and joined to conservatives, joined to the Queen Victoria's team. Remember, Queen Victoria was the queen at that time. In next point, Browning is an ardent follower of William Wordsworth. Robert Browning was ardent. Ardent means a strong follower. He was next to William Wordsworth. So this is the new information that we have, that he was a very ardent follower, strong follower of Wordsworth. That's why he's writing this poem in a great anger. Then this was the period. This was the period when the Romantic movement was at its apex level. And this period was 1798 to 1850. This was the period when this movement was flourished. And in this movement, there were the three writers who used to, please give me 1 second so that I will, just for 1 second, I will turn off the light. Okay, so this was the period. when Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Sade, they were writing their poems, romantic poems. But Wordsworth was different from all of them. Wordsworth was writing a poems and he used to find his solace in nature. Whereas Coleridge and Sade, they were writing love poems. But Wordsworth was writing a poems about the nature. That's why he's called as a sage poet. वर्ड्सवर्थला साहित्यामध्ये संत कवी, सेज कवी असं म्हटलं जातं बिकॉज ही यूज टू राईट मोस्ट ऑफ हिज पोएम आर अबाउट नेचर. देन मग प्रश्न असा पडतो की त्यावेळेस रोमॅन्टिक मुवमेंटच सुरू होती का? नाही. त्यावेळेस अनेक मुवमेंट झालेल्या होत्या आणि त्याच्याही आधी भरपूर मुवमेंट झालेल्या आहेत. तर त्याच्या आधीचे काही मुवमेंटची माहिती आपण घेऊ, तरच आपल्याला इंग्लंडचं सोशल वातावरण लक्षात येईल. सो व्हॉट वेर द प्रिव्हियस लिटररी मुवमेंट्स? या रोमॅन्टिक मुवमेंटच्या आधी काही मुवमेंट झाल्या आहेत का? येस, देर वेर द युनिव्हर्सिटी बीट्स. देर वेर द युनिव्हर्सिटी बीट्स and they were the graduates of the Oxford and the Cambridge University. Remember, Oxford 1097 1097 मध्ये ऑक्सफोर्ड विद्यापीठाची स्थापना झाली. त्यानंतर कॅम्ब्रिज विद्यापीठाची स्थापना झाली 1207 मध्ये. या दोन्ही विद्यापीठातून ग्रॅज्युएट झालेल्या BA इंग्लिश लिटरेचर झालेले जे विद्यार्थी होते, या विद्यार्थ्यांनी मिळून एक मुवमेंट निर्माण केली, हुशार लोकांची मुवमेंट, युनिव्हर्सिटी वीट्स. And what were their names? Lilly, Peely, Lodge, Middleton, Greene, Nash, Marlowe. हे ते 7 लोक होते. These were the 7 people. First 4 from the Oxford and the remaining 3 from the Cambridge. And they were all English literature graduates just like you. They were all BA English literature graduates and they have completed their English degree. आणि लक्षात ठेवा, तुम्ही ज्या BA इंग्लिश लिटरेचर कोर्सला आहात, हा कोर्स आताच सुरू झालेला नाहीये. फ्रॉम द 1097 1097 पासून हा कोर्स सुरू आहे. ज्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी ऑक्सफोर्ड मधून ग्रॅज्युएशन कंप्लीट केलं, या सर्व लोकांची एक मुवमेंट तयार झाली आणि या लोकांनी मिळून 1207 मध्ये कॅम्ब्रिज विद्यापीठ स्थापन केलं. सो युअर BA कोर्स इज अ व्हेरी ओल्ड. सो आपण मुवमेंट विषयी चर्चा करत होतो. सो इन दोज टाइम देर वेर द युनिव्हर्सिटी बीट्स. आणि ही मुवमेंट 16व्या शतकामध्ये आलेली होती. बिफोर शेक्सपियर दिस मुवमेंट वॉज फ्लरिश, युनिव्हर्सिटी बीट्स. देन इन द 17th century we see the metaphysicals. In the 17th century there were the metaphysical writers. आणि हे लोक त्यांच्याही पेक्षा समोर होते. These metaphysical were beyond their imagination. They used to write on the physical. दिसणाऱ्या ज्या गोष्टी आहेत त्यांच्याही पेक्षा ज्या गोष्टी दिसत नाही त्यांच्यावर साहित्य लिहिणाऱ्या लोकांचा ग्रुप म्हणजे मेटाफिजिकल. त्याच्यामध्ये जॉन डन सर्वात समोर होता आणि त्याची एक टीम होती. जॉन डन, सकलिंग, क्लिवलँड, हर्बर्ट, क्रॅशॉ, वॅगन आणि कावले हे ते लोक होते. आणि या लोकांनी मिळून मेटाफिजिकल ग्रुप तयार केला. आणि या लोकांचं वैशिष्ट्य असं होतं की आपल्या साहित्यामध्ये कन्सीट, इमॅजरी, कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ द आयडियाज या सर्व गोष्टीवर ते काम करायचे. दॅट्स वाय दे यूज टू वी मे से दॅट दे वर द मेटाफिजिकल स्कूल ऑफ पोएट्स. त्यानंतर ही सुद्धा 17व्या शतकातली मुवमेंट होती. देन वी कम इन द 17th century cavalier poets. And the focus of these cavalier poets on Christianity, because Charles I was a Christian. He was a Christian and his focus was restore the Christianity. आणि त्याचे जे फॉलोअर्स होते त्या लोकांनी मिळून कॅव्हलियर ग्रुप ऑफ पोएट्स तयार केला. त्याच्यामध्ये कोण होतं? हेरिक, कॅरिव, वॉलर, सकलिंग, लवलेस हे ते लोक होते. सो कॅव्हलियर पोएट्स. त्यानंतर ऑगस्टन पिरियड मध्ये आपण येतो आणि स्क्रिबलरस क्लब. आणि हा ऑगस्टन पिरियड मधला ग्रुप आहे पार्नेल, पोप, गे अँड स्विफ्ट. दीज वेर द मेन अँड दे यूज टू राईट ऑन द रॉंग थिंग्स दॅट दे मे हॅव सीन इन द सोसायटी. आणि या पद्धतीची मुवमेंट 15व्या, 16व्या, 17व्या आणि 18व्या शतकापर्यंत आली. लँग्वेज मध्ये भरपूर बदल झाले. शेक्सपियरच्या काळात लँग्वेज दुरुस्त झाली आणि नंतर बऱ्यापैकी साहित्य लिहिलं जाऊ लागलं आणि त्यानंतर मग हळूहळू लोकांनी इतरही गोष्टीमध्ये इंटरेस्ट घेतला, एस्पेशली इन द रोमॅन्टिक मुवमेंट. And that's why the romantic movement was flourish in England, especially in the Lake district. इंग्लंड मध्ये लेक नावाचा डिस्ट्रिक्ट आहे. या डिस्ट्रिक्ट मध्ये ही मुवमेंट फ्लरिश झाली. And Wordsworth was ahead of all them. So, त्या काळी इंग्लंडची कंडिशन कशी होती? What was the England's social condition? It was a time when the Queen Victoria was in power. She came in power in the 1837 and she expired in the 1901. And she is the responsible queen. She is the responsible queen for the settlement of Britain. या राणीच्याच काळामध्ये इंग्लंडमध्ये आर्थिक स्थैर्य निर्माण झालं. Because in the 1850, we may say there is a period of industrial revolution, and in the very next year, she organized a science exhibition in the London. याच राणीने औद्योगिक क्रांतीसाठी आपला भक्कम पाठिंबा दिला. इतिहासाच्या पुस्तकामध्ये तुम्ही अभ्यासलेला आहे की औद्योगिक क्रांती इंग्लंडमध्ये झाली आणि ती 1850 मध्ये झाली. आणि याच्यासाठी कारणीभूत कोण होतं तर इंग्लंडची राणी व्हिक्टोरिया. शी इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबल. आणि तिने विज्ञानाला प्रोत्साहन दिलं, साहित्याला प्रोत्साहन दिलं, पण ती स्ट्रिक्ट होती. शी वॉज अ व्हेरी स्ट्रिक्ट क्वीन. आणि त्याच्यामुळे तिने काय केलं, जो आवाज होता, सर्वसामान्यांचा आवाज होता, तो दाबण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. अकॉर्डिंग टू हर, रिपब्लिकन्स आर द ट्रेटर फॉर द नेशन. रिपब्लिकन्स त्यांच्या देशात राहूच नाही असं तिचं मत होतं आणि सर्व लोकांनी ख्रिश्चनिटीकडे यावं अशी तिची इच्छा होती. आणि म्हणून या राणीने सेन्सॉरशिप आणली आणि म्हणून लोक छुप्या पद्धतीने साहित्य लिहायचे. आणि याचं कारण असं होतं की ज्याने प्रक्षोभक साहित्य लिहिलं त्याला जेलमध्ये जावं लागत होतं. सो शी वॉज अ व्हेरी स्ट्रिक्ट क्वीन. आणि या राणीचं इंडिया कनेक्शन आहे, लक्षात ठेवा. इंग्लंडच्या या व्हिक्टोरिया राणीचं इंडिया कनेक्शन असं आहे की तिची ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रँडमदर, क्वीन व्हिक्टोरियाज ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रँडमदर वॉज एलिझाबेथ फर्स्ट. 1558 to 1603 एलिझाबेथ फर्स्ट टाइम पिरियड. आणि या राणीने काय केलं तर ब्रिटिश बिझनेसमॅनला सिग्नेचर दिल्या ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनीच्या डॉक्युमेंट्सवर. अँड दिस बिझनेस पीपल they came in India and they looted India until 1857. These people looted India in the 1857, and in the 1857 there was a rebellion. Remember Jhansi ki Rani, Mangal Pandey. And because of this, the British Parliament, there was a noise, there was a problem because of this rebellion. And Queen Victoria came to know that this East India Company people, they are looting India. That's why she came forward and she came with one policy, and she said that we will from hereafter we will take care of Indian people and we will set universities in India. And she became the Empress of India. That's why her India connection is there. Because of her we are studying BA English literature. Because of her we are studying BA English literature. So we may say thanks to Queen Victoria. So this is about the social atmosphere of the poem. This is about the social condition of the England, and this is about the atmosphere of the literature in England. Now we will come to these two great personality. First one is William Wordsworth and another is Robert Browning. So why I have written verses? Because in this poem we can see the fight is in between these two people. They were very prestigious persons, and William Wordsworth was a senior poet than Robert Browning. And once upon a time, Robert Browning and Wordsworth were in the same party, and the party name is Republican Party. What Republican Party do? Republican Party always opposes the Conservative Party. Because the Conservative Party, were not treating people equally. That's why Republican Party always opposing the policies of the conservatives. And who were in the power? Queen Victoria was in the power. She was a very strict queen. So, first of all, we will see William Wordsworth as a poet. So he was born in the 7th of April, 1770, and he died on the 23 April, 1850. He's called as the stage poet because he used to remain very silent. He used to remain very silent, and he's called as the father of romantic movement. He is the person. He is the person, and he's called as the father of romantic movement. And with S.T. Coleridge, he wrote lyrical ballad. Lyrical ballad is one of the remarkable poems. And from this poem, people say that romantic movement started. This is the important book. And in this book, there are the 23 poems. In this book, there are 23 poems, 19 by Wordsworth, and remaining 4 by the S.T. Coleridge. Very famous lyrical ballad. And he was educated at the St. John College, Cambridge, in England. At that time, he studied at Cambridge. It means that he came from the elite society. At that time, people can't afford studied at university colleges, especially at Cambridge. Then he was a poet of the Lake district. तो लेक या जिल्ह्याचा रहिवासी होता. सध्याच्या स्थितीत इंग्लंडमध्ये 36 जिल्हे आहेत. My question is to all, there are how many districts in India? You can write in the chat box. ब्रिटिशांनी ही जिल्ह्याची पद्धती भारतामध्ये आणली म्हणून भारतामध्ये सर्वत्र सर्व राज्यांमध्ये जिल्हे आहेत. हे लक्षात ठेवा. So he was the poet of Lake district. Then he became the poet laureate from 1843 to 1850. हा जो कवी आहे विल्यम वर्ड्सवर्थ हा 1843 ते 1850 या दरम्यान इंग्लंडच्या दरबारातला राजकवी झाला. म्हणजे इंग्लंडच्या राणीचा एक खास दरबार आहे आणि या दरबारामध्ये अर्थमंत्री, त्यानंतर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ we may say there are so many ministers regarding various agencies, and among them there is also some people who comes from literature, who comes from the music. So he is appointed as the poet laureate from 1843 to 1850, and he wrote so many poems. And some of the frequent poems that are prescribed in the syllabus I have written here. I wandered lonely as a cloud. I wandered lonely as a cloud. This is a very famous poem, and you have studied as a daffodils in semester 3. And I remember some lines from this poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud that float on high over valleys and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Remember, this poem you studied in your semester 3. Then he wrote The Solitary Reaper, then London 1802, then Compose upon a Westminster Bridge. Very famous poem. On the other side, we have Robert Browning. He is our hero because we will favor in this poem. We will favor him as a Republican in this poem. So he was born in 7th of May, 1812, and he died on 12 December 1889. And he was famous for his dramatic monologue. तो आपल्या dramatic monologue साठी प्रसिद्ध होता. He educated at the University College London. It means that he came from the very aristocratic society. He get privilege to study at University College. Then he's having the mastery on the words. He was a very expert of phonetics, vocabulary, syntax, and diction. He used to play on words. शब्दावर अतिशय प्रभुत्व असणारा जर कोणता कवी असेल तर तो आहे रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग. And he became atheistic after reading P.B. Shelley. आणि हा रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग रिपब्लिकन पार्टीमध्ये का गेला? सत्तेला विरोध करणाऱ्याच्या गटामध्ये का गेला? कारण त्याच्यावर प्रभाव होता पीबी शेलीचा. आफ्टर रिडिंग पीबी शेली ही बिकेम ॲथेइस्टिक. पीबी शेलीला वाचून त्याच्यामध्ये विद्रोहाची भावना निर्माण झाली. रिमेंबर पीबी शेली. पीबी शेली लिव्ह ओनली 29 years. And he studied at Eton College and he studied at Oxford. But he was expelled from the Oxford University because he wrote one pamphlet. And pamphlet name is Necessity of Atheism. त्याने एक पुस्तक, त्याने एक pamphlet लिहिलं. त्याने एक pamphlet लिहिलं. Pamphletचं नाव होतं नेसेसिटी ऑफ ॲथेइझम. विद्रोहाची आवश्यकता का आहे ते त्याने छापलं. आणि विद्यापीठ प्रशासनाने चौकशी केली. चौकशीमध्ये पीबी शेली दोषी आढळला आणि त्याला विद्यापीठातून काढण्यात आलं. आणि म्हणून त्याच्या साहित्याचा रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग वर अतिशय परिणाम झाला. अँड रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग बिकेम ॲथेइस्टिक, विद्रोही. आणि म्हणून रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग हा रिपब्लिकन पार्टीमध्ये गेला आणि त्याच्यासोबत वर्ड्सवर्थही होता. वर्ड्सवर्थला लक्षात आलं इथे राहणं बरोबर नाही. अँड ही लेफ्ट द पार्टी. पण रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग तिथेच राहिला. सो रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग was a very famous for his diction, for his vocabulary, for his syntax. And he became atheistic after reading P.B. Shelley. त्यानंतर त्यांनी महत्वाच्या कविता लिहिल्या. या कविता वारंवार सिलेबस मध्ये येतात, बीएच्या आणि एमएच्या. फ्रा लिप्पो लिप्पी, अँड्रिया डेल सार्टो, द लास्ट राईड टुगेदर, रबी बेन एझरा and my last duchess. This poem is repeatedly coming in the syllabus. My last duchess. I remember first initial 2 lines. That's my last duchess painted on the wall. Look as if she were alive. This is a very famous dramatic poem, or you may say it is a dramatic monologue by Robert Browning. So this is all about William Wordsworth and Robert Browning. Now we will move towards poem. So as I have earlier said, this poem is not structured. This poem don't follow any set pattern. This poem don't follow any rhythm, rhyming pattern, meter and anything. So this poem is in paragraph. I have segregated this poem in the 4 slides and I will read it and then we will discuss it. So just for a handful of silver he left us. Just for a handful of silver he left us. Just for a riband to stick in his coat. Found the one gift of which the fortune bereft us. Lost all the others, lets us devote. They with the gold to give, doled him out silver. So much was theirs who little allow. How all our copper had gone to his service. So in this initial paragraph, I would say it is a paragraph. So it is in the initial paragraph, the speaker is Robert Browning. In this poem, the speaker is Robert Browning. And he is the spokesperson. He is the spokesperson of the Republican Party. And on the behalf of this Republican Party, he is lamenting. रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग हा रिपब्लिकन पक्षाचा नेता आहे. नुकतंच विल्यम वर्ड्सवर्थने त्यांची पार्टी सोडली. त्याच्यामुळे रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग हवालदिल झालेला आहे. रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग हवालदिल झालेला आहे आणि त्याला सुचत नाही. त्याच्यामुळे रिपब्लिकन पार्टीच्या वतीने रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग शोक व्यक्त करत आहे आपल्या प्रिय मित्रासाठी आणि तो म्हणतो की तू आमची पार्टी सोडली, आम्हाला दुःख झालं. So dear friends, in this poem we see that Robert Browning is the spokesperson of the Republican Party and he is lamenting that he has lost his noble leader. Noble leader who? William Wordsworth, who left the party and he joined to the Conservative Party. या कवितेमध्ये रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग असं म्हणतो की आमचा महान नेता आमच्यातून निघून गेलेला आहे आणि तो कॉन्झर्वेटिव्ह पार्टीमध्ये जॉईन झालेला आहे. इन द सेम पोएम ही इज मेकिंग ॲलिगेशन. या कवितेमध्ये तो ॲलिगेशन लावत आहे विल्यम वर्ड्सवर्थ. कशाबद्दल? की त्याने आम्हाला चीट केलं, त्याने चिटिंग केलेली आहे. अँड जस्ट फॉर अ हँडफुल ऑफ सिल्वर, फक्त थोड्या पैशासाठी. जस्ट फॉर अ हँडफुल ऑफ सिल्वर. सिल्व्हरचा अर्थ या कवितेमध्ये लाच असा होतो, ब्राईब असा होतो, लाच असा होतो. जस्ट फॉर अ हँडफुल ऑफ सिल्वर ही लेफ्ट अस. In this poem, the speaker Robert Browning makes allegation on the Wordsworth that he left us just for a handful of silver, just for a small amount of money in the form of bribe. या छोट्याशा लाचेसाठी तो आम्हाला सोडून निघून गेला. Also, he received a badge of honor as a poet laureateship. सोबतच या विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थला पार्टी सोडल्यामुळे कॉन्झर्वेटिव्ह पक्षाने काय केलं, तात्काळ त्याला राजकवी म्हणून दरबारामध्ये घेतलं इन द 1843. सोबतच त्याला स्टॅम्प ऑफिसर बनवलं फायनान्स विभागामध्ये. त्याच्यामुळे रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग त्याच्यावर ॲलिगेशन करतो की यू आर द चीटर, यू चीट अस just for a handful of silver, just for a small amount of money as a bribe, and also just for a riband. Riband म्हणजे रिबन. आपण लावत असतो NSS ची बॅज. Everybody of all of you may know the NSS badge. Just for that small badge, he left us. And it is said that he may get $300 as a pension from this conservative party. So Robert Browning is making allegations on William Wordsworth. And Robert Browning is further saying that by doing this, he had lost all his love, respect, honor and everything from the Republican. त्याच्यामुळे रिपब्लिकन लोकांच्या मनामध्ये तुझ्याविषयी काही प्रेम नाही, आस्था नाही, जिव्हाळा नाही, काहीच राहिलेलं नाही. Because William Wordsworth cheated them all just for a small amount of money, just for a small favor. Next, the poet says that this ruling party is very rich because Victoria is in the power. This ruling party is very rich and they could offer him a gold. But deliberately they offer him just a silver. पण या पार्टीने जाणीवपूर्वक त्याला सीमित करून ठेवलेलं आहे. त्याला तात्पुरत्या काही छोट्या छोट्या गोष्टी दिल्या आणि त्याला अडकवून ठेवलं. त्याच्यामुळे तो कुठेही जाऊ शकत नाही. So this conservative party is very rich but could give him only a silver. आता कवी याच्या पुढे असं म्हणतो की जर तू आमच्यामध्ये असता तर आम्ही तुला गोल्डही देऊ शकलो नसतो, कॉपरही सिल्वरही देऊ शकलो नसतो, बट वी हॅड अ कॉपर अँड कॉपर मीन्स अवर लव्ह अँड रिस्पेक्ट. आणि आम्ही तुझ्यासाठी थांबलो असतो. बट यू वॉज अ व्हेरी सेल्फिश पर्सन. यू डिड नॉट listen to us and you left our party. And this is a wrong done to Republican Party. This Robert Browning wants to say. Now, in the next stanza, in the next paragraph, rags wear the purple. His heart has been proud. With that had loved him so, followed him, honored him, lived in his mild and magnificent eye, learned his great language, caught his clear accents, made him our patterns to live and die. Shakespeare of us, Milton was of us, Burns, Shelley were there with us. Then, which is that line? They watch from their graves. So, in this paragraph, Robert Browning is now speaking about the condition of the Republican Party. He says that the Republican Party people are common people. They are poor people. They don't have money. And they could give only him a rag. कवी म्हणतो की रिपब्लिकन पार्टीतले लोक सर्वसामान्य लोक आहे, कॉमन पीपल आहे. हे सर्व लोक तुला जास्त काही देऊ शकत नव्हते, फक्त फाटलेले कपडेच देऊ शकत होते. But you joined the Conservative Party. But you never listened to us. And you joined the Conservative Party and joined the purple. Remember, purple is the color of aristocratic people, especially in the British court. ब्रिटिश कोर्ट मध्ये जे दरबारी लोक असतात ते पर्पल कलरचे कपडे परिधान करतात. कवी म्हणतो की वर्ड्सवर्थने आम्हाला सोडून दिला अँड ही जॉईन टू द पर्पल. पर्पल मीन्स एलिट पीपल, पीपल ऑफ कोर्ट. It is a part of aristocracy. It is a part of elite etiquette. And that's why Robert Browning is saying, and he's making a scathing attack, that you're not now with us, with our emotions. Now, Robert Browning says that this leader would have felt proud to see their love and devotion from him. Also, they praised his gentle and wonderful nature, and they made his views as their own and speak whatever he spoke. रिपब्लिकन लोक इतके साधे आहे की त्यांनी तुझ्यावर भरपूर प्रेम केलं असतं, तुझा आदर केला असता. तुझ्याकडे बघून इतका आनंद होतो आम्हाला की तुझ्याकडे बघितल्यानंतर आम्ही आमचा सर्व त्रास विसरून जातो. तुझ्या चेहऱ्याकडे बघितल्यानंतर आमच्या मनातला थकवा निघून जातो. पण आता तू आमच्यामध्ये राहिलेला नाही. एकेकाळी तुझ्यासाठी आम्ही आपलं सर्वस्व देण्यासाठी तयार होतो. This leader was for their model, and these people were ready to follow him in death and in life as well. कवी म्हणतो की तुझ्यासाठी आम्ही जन्म आणि मृत्यू हे नोछावर केले. This leader was their model, and they were ready to follow him in life and in death as well. पण तरीही तू आम्हाला सोडून गेला. तुला आमची अजिबात दया आली नाही. This is the emotional scene that Robert Browning has created because he loved William Wordsworth a lot. His bosom friend, Robert Browning's bosom friend was William Wordsworth. आणि ज्याच्यावर जास्त प्रेम करतो त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला जास्त राग येतो. त्याच्यामुळे एकीकडे आदरही व्यक्त होत आहे आणि एकीकडे त्याच्यावर टीकाही व्यक्त होत. That's why Robert Browning says that we had loved him so, followed him, honored him, lived in his mild and magnificent eye, learned his great language and caught his clear accents. तुझे जे शब्द आहे ते अजूनही आमच्या कानामध्ये फिरत आहे. तुझ्या ज्या कविता आहेत त्याही अजूनही आमच्या ओठात आहे. आणि तुझे शब्द ऐकूनच आम्ही या सेवेमध्ये आलो, रिपब्लिकन झालो आणि आता तू आम्हाला सोडून गेला, त्याच्यामुळे आमची क्षती झालेली आहे. तुझ्यासाठीच आम्ही जन्म आणि मृत्यूच्या शपथा हल्लेल्या होत्या, तूच आम्हाला सोडून गेला. पण रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग आपल्या पक्षातल्या इतर लोकांना म्हणतो, लक्ष्य को हर हाल में पाना है, वी विल विन इन एनी कंडिशन. Okay, I think I'm making so much dramatization. So, in the last line, he says, Shakespeare was of us and Milton was for us, Burns, Shelley were with us. And they watch from their graves. Now, poet here giving the examples of these great poet, dramatist, and says that these all people watching from their graves and they're inspiring and motivating us for this fight. And we are quite sure that we will win this battle. Battle against the conservatives. Although Wordsworth joined the conservatives, but now Robert Browning says, we people, we will win this match, we will win this battle. And because these great men, they are watching from their graves and inspiring us, and they are motivating us. And this battle is for liberty and justice. Remember, liberty and justice will win. And the conservatives will see you will become a loser. He's making allegations and scathing attack on Wordsworth that you will be loser in the next time. In the stanza number 3, poet says, in the stanza number 3 says, he alone breaks from the van the freeman. He alone sinks to the rear and the slaves. We shall march prospering, not through his presence. Songs may inspirit us, not from his life. Deeds will be done while he boasts his vances, still bidding crouch whom he rest bed aspire. Blot out his name, then record one lost soul more. One task more declined. This is not quite visible. One more footpath untrod. So in this stanza, in this paragraph, he says that although the Wordsworth left him alone, he deserted them and he joined to the Conservative Party and he left their movement. So what happens? That Wordsworth now is in the clutch of conservatives. He will become inactive. He is in the clutch of conservatives. He will be in the clutch of conservatives. And he says that no matter, he joined the Conservative Party, we are not discouraged. We will fight against him. We will fight against him and we will fight against the injustice. But at the same time, Robert Browning is saying that we are sad because our leader is not with us. Because our leader is not with us. Because he used to sing his poems and we used to get inspired, and after this inspiration we have that much of energy to fight against the anarchy. But now our leader is not with us. So Robert Browning is saying his heart in these lines. And now Robert Browning is saying that their leader may boast because he received a rank, he received a badge, he received the money, he received the designation, he received the favor, but he will remain inactive because he is a slave now. Because the conservative had given everything to him. And this was a plot, this was a conspiracy against the Republican Party. This was the political incoming of William Wordsworth into the Conservatives. And Queen Victoria did not miss this opportunity. She showered all the designations, all the powers, money, and everything on William Wordsworth. And William Wordsworth now is praising a monarchy. So, this is the meaning of these lines. And in the last line, one more, this is not quite visible. One more devil, triumph, and sorrow for angels. One wrong to more to man, one more insult to God. Life's night begin, let him never come back with us. There would be a doubt, hesitation, and pain, force pain on our part. The glimmer of the twilight, never glad, confident morning again. Best fight on well, for we taught him. Strike gallantly, minas of our heart, ere we master his own. Then let him receive the new knowledge and wait for us. Okay, sufficient. I got the meaning from it. So this is the final stanza or final paragraph of this poem. And in this paragraph, he says that, what he says? So in this paragraph, he says that the desertion of the William Wordsworth, is like a treachery to the Republicans. And this treachery to God also. Because he deviates from the Republican and he joined to the Conservative. So this is an injustice to the Republicans. And that's why the angels are shedding their tears. Angels are shedding their tears and devils are laughing. They are enjoying. As we know, devils live in the hell and angels live in the heaven. Dante, in his book Divine Comedy, he wrote the 9 stages of hell: limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, anger, jealousy, violence, fraud, treachery. There are 9 stages of hell. And in that hell, devils are enjoying. Devils are enjoying. And angels are shedding their tears. Because this is a great wrong towards the humanity, great wrongs towards the God also. Is the desertion of the party becomes a great wrong done to the entire humanity. That's why Robert Browning is saying these lines. This is the betrayal done by the Wordsworth. Next, he says that although their speaker, their leader has deserted them, but they will not in any way demoralize. They will continue their fight and they will fight for the justice. And they have their righteous way. And they have a love for mankind, love for the common people. He says that now they don't want their leader to come to their party because if he will come, they will not respect him as earlier they do. If he will come, they will not respect because they will have a doubt about William Wordsworth and they will follow hesitating. So they don't want his leader to come. They don't want his leader to join their party. And now they are very much assured that this is the time for the battle, to fight for the righteousness, fight for the liberty, fight for the justice. This is the strong affirmation by Robert Browning so that they will fight against the conservative and they will disturb William Wordsworth. If he will return to them, they would be doubtful and they will follow him unwillingly. And in the last stanza, last line, he says that this battle against him as he deviates from his path. Why this battle? Because he deviates from his path. He did not stick to the Republicans. He left Republicans and join to the Conservative Party. That's why they will have a battle. And Republicans are very much sure that they will win this match. They will win this battle, and William Wordsworth will felt disappointed. And now Republicans are praying to the God, oh God, please forgive the man. Forgive the sad man, William Wordsworth, because he deserted us, and this is wrong done to the God also, wrong done to the humanity also. So this is all about the meaning of this poem. I hope you have enjoyed this poem. Uh, I hope this session is over now. Dr. Kapil Singhal sir,
Yeah, I'm here.
this poem is over.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, and all the best for your examination.
exams.
I hope
Yeah.
you will do very good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
So
so much.
on behalf of the collaborating colleges and the students who would be deriving benefit of this video, I express my appreciation for Mr. Amol Ghumade, who is working with Priyadarshini College at Wardha, the Department of English, for sparing this evening hours for us and holding a session for the benefit of students. So thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. I declare that the session.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.